What's going on, guys? Sync-WaVey back again with some more Gundam Battle Operations 2. And today we're going to be showcasing the Gogg. First, I'm going to basically showcase the build. This is not the build that I was using in the video, but this is basically the updated build. Because this is a monster like this, and it still does a lot of damage. Especially if you know that the combos for this suit. But yeah, let's dive into the game. This is the build. And you can see, like, I'm not really doing much with the melee because it's claws. Like, the claws do a lot of damage. Obviously this is level 2 as well. So like you see, I've got 24 strength, melee strength. And this thing is absolutely a monster, regardless if you max out the damage or not. As long as you know how to like fill in the waste particle cannons in between your melees, you know how to do all that stuff, you're gonna get a lot of damage out of this suit, regardless. But right here, just showing a bit of skills. You guys pretty much know the skills already. Well, I was hard scoping this skill right here. Reduces stagger when hit consecutively by attacks without suppressive effects. So that doesn't make any sense, right? Because the only thing that does stun it is something with suppressive effects. So how does it reduce? It's got dampeners as well, right? And the only thing that can stop dampeners is a downswing or a tackle. So very weird, but I guess this helps when he's like meleeing and everything. Like, you might get stunned by something, and then obviously, yeah, like the next stun that he does will be less, you know. So yeah, I'm guessing the next stun would be less. But it still doesn't make any sense because nothing stuns it apart from a shock, unless it means if I get repeatedly hit by bazookas, because that will eventually stun the Gogg. Right? It's damage stagger accumulation, where flinch accumulation basically will create a stun, right? And because he doesn't get stunned by one bazooka shot, if multiple people shoot him with bazooka, I'm guessing that's what it means. And obviously this suit doesn't have maneuver armor either, so maybe that helps that too. I don't know how that's not a tackle. So yeah, that's an interesting one. If you guys know any bit more about that skill, I should have tackled there. I should know about that skill, then put it down in the comment section. But that's what I think what it does though, like basically reducing the stagger of basically bazooka shots. Like if it does eventually stun you, you know, the next shot will not stun you, innit? Like, it makes sense. Obviously, yeah, down swings and tackles will stun you. I mean, does make sense that a tackle would stun you because, I mean, they're literally using up all their thrusters to ram their head into you. So like, if it did nothing, like, it would actually be broken. This would be even more powerful, right? And the same goes for the Zoc and everything else like that. This ammo, you know. If someone tackled you, you didn't get stunned. Well, they just wasted all their energy to do nothing to you, to just do a bit of damage, you know. And then you just look at them like, and just smack them around with your claws. That would be busted. But yeah. So yeah, those two things will stun you. Stagger flinches over time, so if you got a bunch of machine guns shooting at you, they will flinch you and they will shred you. Like, they will shred you and flinch you. Like, then I mentioned shotgun, right? Shotgun, and then, you know, downswing. Like, things that make sense. Like, it says suppressive fire. Anything that has suppressive fire will stagger you eventually, you know. And there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to eat it. So, yeah, if you see a cold district, that's not your friend. He will stun you as well, like spraying that thing at you, his cold district machine gun. That thing will stun you. And if there's a bunch of machine guns shooting at you, that's gonna definitely stun you, like even probably quicker than you think. Get a nice downswing there. So yeah, this thing is still a monster. It's just, you know, not super OP. You do have to be quite decent with it, but at the same time, it is pretty easy to play with. You know, it ain't that hard to play with. You know, if you're a good shot with the little torpedo missiles, I mean that sets up everything. Like, you know, and here comes the shotgun. Boom. E3 DS is not your friend. Any E3 with a shotgun ain't your friend, really. Trying to think. Oh yeah, heavy stagger weapons will stun you as well, obviously. But you would only get normal stunned, you know. You won't get heavy staggered. You just get normal staggered. No, you take the normal stun. You won't drop to your knees. This big boy doesn't drop to his knees to nobody. So just because of that, it makes it a monster, and obviously the anti-blast. Like, I can just walk through explosions and all that. So I always thought shooting with those particle cannons twice would stun somebody. But maybe not. I haven't played with it in a little while, to be fair. We'll have to do some more testing with that. You probably won't be able to do it. I'm pretty sure it did do it before. I'm not sure. Maybe they nerfed it, like a hidden nerf. And I'm pretty sure, like, I used to shoot unless they already been shot by something. Like, say someone was shooting them with a machine gun and I came along and shot them twice with my beam, my waist particle cannons. I think that would stun, you know. The accumulation of that, of my teammate and me hitting somebody. That's probably what I saw. Like, you know, probably. And yeah, never be afraid to get out your suit and handle the business. This is actually recent because I'm in my AEUG suit. It's actually pretty recent because that's when I tried to pull for the Yakushiki. Well, it's not that recent. That's the start of the month, but it's still pretty fresh. You know, it's not like last year or anything. It's actually this year I did this video. I forgot to upload it, man. Because like the Gogg, I think, you know, a lot of people would tell you that the Gogg, but I played a lot of Gogg like versus people when it first came out. Like, I played a lot of it, man. And this is what I mean by getting your particle cannons in and then doing another downswing. I mean, look at that. That was juicy. There's a shotgun again. They ain't gonna do nothing, blood. They can't do nothing about the shotgun. But yeah, like, you see what I'm doing here? Like, I'm weaving in the waste particle cannons in between after I knock them down onto the floor. Dash, shoot them with the waste particle cannons and do a downswing. That's big boy damage. You're not going to be able to do anything else but that though. So don't try to shoot them with a waste particle cannon and then do a neutral then downswing. That won't work. The suit is too slow to do that. But yeah, you know, it's the Gogg. I didn't expect anything less, like, from this suit, man. It does big boy damage. That's why I actually reduced the damage to what you saw in the start. That still does, can still probably do the same thing if you hit a lot more people with it, you know. So yeah, that's the game, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. God bless.